Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. Ste and Errol here with the team news reaction show. We are waiting Liverpool's team news for the League Cup Final. Excitement is building here at Redmen HQ. We've been here for a long old time. We've done a couple of shows already. Well, I say couple. We've done one show because for the first time ever on Redmen TV, we've got a live studio audience. Guys out there, give us a cheer. There we go. What an absolute bunch of legends. Literal legends they are. Our Redmen TV club legends. That was well rehearsed, guys. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well done. We've got Ste here and Errol. And Errol, Watchalong for a final. First time ever on our Redmen TV history. How are you feeling?
Mate, nervous now. The pressure is on. But you know what? I'm excited. It's a nice day in the northwest. I hope it's still a nice day down in Wembley as well. I'm just gassed for the game, mate. I just want the lads to do us all proud today. I know we've got expectations that they can bring the cup back up the M6 and then up to the M62 and back into the Topiary cabinet of Anfield. But you know what? It's a big game. You can't look past Chelsea. You know, Chelsea are going to be right up for it themselves. They've got their own reasons for wanting to win this. They've already won one trophy, or two trophies technically this season, within the Super Cup and then the World Club Cup. So, you know, they've got a lot of confidence themselves. And especially, I see them as a well-equipped cup team this season. They've not really been able to prove that they've got the legs to go deep into the Prem in terms of putting a 10 to 12, 15 game win streak on the board, but in terms of the cups, they can turn up and they can beat anybody on the day. That's how I see them. You know, they've got quality from front to back. But, you know, you can't look past this Liverpool team either with the current form that we're in at the moment. You know, we sat here the other day and we did the watch-along for the Liverpool-Leeds game and it was 6-0. And when we said, you know, how do you set yourselves up for the final, we did it in an emphatic way.
Definitely.
So I've got a lot of confidence, but as I said, you know, you're in a final and the nerves do eventually kick in.
The team news for Liverpool is out now. Going to hand over to Ross Chanley over at the board to go through the team, Ross.
Yes, the team is out for the Carabao Cup Final. Caoimhin Keller starts in goal. Klopp already admitted that he's going to stick with him and keep him in this one. Andy Robertson at left back. A pairing of Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip, both goal scorers last time out at Leeds, keep their places. And Trent Alexander and Arnold right back.
That was easy for you to say, Paul.
Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. I've not even had a drink yet. A midfield three of Fabinho, Thiago and Henderson, something that I think we all wanted to go with. I think the only question was Harvey Elliott, which we'll get onto in a second. And a front three of Diaz, Mane and Mohamed Salah. On the bench, Alisson Becker, Kostas Tsimikas, Ibra Konate, James Milner, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, Divock Origi, Diogo Jota and Taki Minamino. As I said before, midfield three was probably the biggest contention. I think with Chelsea's experience, which we touched on in the countdown kick-off, with Kovacic, Kante to start and Jorginho. You want that experience, that balance that we kind of see from these three. You've got the gnarliness of Jordan Henderson, that work rate, creativity of Thiago, and Fabinho just shutting out everything, hopefully down. Konate was a shout back for centre-half as well, but I think Joel Matip... Okay, my mic is fucked, so we're going to flip back to those guys over there.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Seamless, but yeah, there we go. Then I'll bring it up on the screen for me and you, Errol, just for those watching at home or listening at home. Then they go, it's Kelleher, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson, Diaz, Salah, Mane, and obviously the bench, Errol, Alisson, Konate, Milner, Keita, Ox, Minamino, Jota, Tsimikas, and Origi. We're going to go out into the Legends Lounge in a moment to get the thoughts of some of the guys and girls out there. But what are your initial thoughts? I don't think there's any surprises. I think we all saw that team coming. Yeah. Again, there was maybe the odd shout of who's going to be a centre half. I think Matip was pretty much nailed on. There was a Konate. Yeah, there was maybe something around who's going to be Fab, Thiago and who, but again, I think it was always going to be Henderson. Yeah. I was pretty confident that was always going to be... Chris got it right on his reaction, on his prediction show. We had that board.
Chris got a prediction.
Yeah. I don't know if he got the subs right. I don't know if he got
the big one when it counts, he got it right.
Don't know if he got the subs right, but he definitely got the team right. But yeah, again, no shocks there, Liverpool. That's what Jürgen thinks his best 11 is at the moment, given the injury stuff, and I think we'd have all picked that team.
I think when the likes of Jota and Bobby were both out injured, and the fact that he's played that front three for the last couple of games, it was obviously his thought process that he would want them to start in the final, provided that he was all fit, which they are, and obviously then getting the minutes playing with each other was integral for them to be able to kind of build that little bit of chemistry. And obviously when you're on the back of scoring 6 goals and then obviously scoring a couple more the week before and them all getting on the score sheet, I think it just shows that they're instinctively all quality players and they can work together as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've liked what they've been able to do so far in the short few appearances that they've had together. That midfield for me was always going to be nailed on. Come on, I mean, there was talk, do we bring Henderson on and, half time, 60 minutes? No, Jordan Henderson right now, he is still such an integral part of this Liverpool squad. He is the captain of this club. He is the heartbeat to that midfield for me. He gives us that intention and that intensity to drive forward in a lot of games. And, in terms of been there, seen it all, done it all, he's been in and around the Euros final. He's been around World Cup semi-finals. He's been to Champions League.
He was
finals.
always playing.
Do you know what I mean? He's got so much experience. And I know that Thiago's, you can say the same about Thiago as well. But I just thought, you're asking a lot if you're going to bring a Harvey Elliott into the squad, and looking at the suspension, he doesn't even make the match day squad.
There's no Elliott, there's no Curtis Jones either on the bench. Obviously, it's a smaller bench. We can use 5 subs. It goes to extra time. There's a potential of 6 subs. Yeah. But again, there's talk of Harvey Elliott playing. Well, he hasn't even made the bench. We don't know if there's any injuries or not. We'll have a look later. Curtis is the same. Basically, though, someone had to be left out, and who is he going to leave off? I think he was always going to pick Kostas, given he needs a left-back option. He was always probably Minamino and Origi. Maybe he doesn't need both of them. But again,
I think you do. I genuinely think you do.
Because you haven't really got many.
You've got Jota as well. You've got Jota, to be fair. Yeah, maybe.
That tells me they think Jota can't do a lot. They think they might get half an hour out. Minamino's there because touchwood doesn't happen. But if Salah, Diaz, or Mane go down in the first 10, I don't think he thinks Jota can come on straight away. No. So those 2 subs are that's what that says to me.
And again, the games are coming thick and fast. We've got an FA Cup game midweek as well, and the lads that haven't made this, starting 11 will be in and around the squad for is it Tuesday or Wednesday's game? I think it's Wednesday's game. So there's still a lot of games to be playing for, really. And I just think in terms of our most equipped, experienced team in terms of intensity and obviously quality, you're hard pressed. I know there's arguments there if Bobby and Jota are both fit, who is out of those 5 who does make the 3. There's probably the argument there, but today we're lucky we don't have to have that kind of discussion.
It's what it is.
We can be, it is what it is, and we can be happy that it's the likes of Mane going up front. I think he's going to absolutely terrorise that Chelsea back line today. He's got so much drive. He's got an engine on him. He'll keep going up until the 90th minute. He can literally drop a shoulder and take out 1-2 men out the game completely. Diaz, for me, is still the unknown quantity, but he's an unknown quantity of such a high quality of level.
We know he's brilliant.
We know he's brilliant. We know that he is just going to be a handful for them as well. He's had some really good link-up with Robbo as well. And again, the guy in midfield that you really want to be kind of your standout player is Thiago, and the fact that we kind of got him back fit and firing, he's found a little bit of form. It's a mouth of water, and that front 3 has got all the components of everything we need. We've got combative, we've got the quality, we've got the guile, we've got the game management, we've got everything that we could possibly want in 3 quality midfielders there.
Well, Joel
Matip's gone on an adventure. His first adventure of the day.
Joel Matip just fell off our board. We can't show you that, but Joel, so I hope that isn't a sign to come. Maybe it's a good thing that Joel's going to go for a run. By the way, there's loads using the comments asking Chelsea haven't named their team yet. I'm guessing they're going to hold off till 3:30 to get theirs.
They're breaking it.
They're getting all the advantage you can get, lads. All the best. In terms of the Club Legends, then we'll go out to the guys in the Club Legends Lounge shortly. But I'm going to go to the Discord chat first for some comments. So, Scott, the amount of game changers on that bench is a huge positive. Adam basically says, what a team. Jack says, Kurt and Harvey had their days at Wembley. It's time for the old guard to do it for us before their time is out. Yeah. We've got, again, the game changers back to Scott again there. But that's the Club Legends on the Discord chat. That's what they're thinking of this game. Ross, going to come over to you now with a couple of the Club Legends in the Legends Lounge. What's the general consensus out there to the Liverpool team?
Yeah, we are live in the Legends Lounge for this. We're going to be here throughout the match, the build-up. I'm just getting some initial reaction. I'm joined by Ste and Kieran for this one. Ste, we spoke about it before, Liverpool's midfield 3. I don't think there's many discussion points to be had, but I think it's encouraging that's the side we're starting with.
No, there aren't too many things to discuss. It is what we really expected, isn't it? Talk to the people in the room today. That's the team we all picked. Obviously, Kelleher comes in as the promise was made by Klopp, but the other 10, they picked themselves. That's the strongest team we've got today, so I'm well happy with that.
Good. Kelleher's a good point. Now, you went here earlier on when we were kind of talking about it. It'd be nice to get your thoughts on it. I don't think team's really got any concerns, and I'm sure people at home don't either. Obviously, it'd be easy to criticise and blame afterwards if something happens during the game, but Klopp and John Achterberg and Pep Linders have put their faith in this lad, and I think we all should do too.
Exactly. We all trust him. He proved himself and he's earned his chance. And we've got a strong enough team out there in front of him where if they're doing their job properly, he shouldn't really have a busy night. So it's more important that we've got someone like Quavine rather than Adjan that can help facilitate the play, playing out with their feet. So I'm not worried. I don't think anyone else in here is worried.
Would you be worried about Trent started?
No.
Yeah, sorry. Put you on the spot. Put you on the spot then. I guess the other discussion point there, Steve, is the bench. You know, the lads in the studio have just mentioned it there. You know, got quite a strong bench, having options. Okay, it's not there. Jota's probably touch and go. Obviously, Bobby's not there. No Harvey Elliott. But having said that, we need to change things during the game. We need to mix things up a bit. There's going to be people, are they going to be hungry for games, or they're going to be fit and ready to fight for what Liverpool need?
Totally. We spoke before about options, and the squad's now as big and as varied as possible. The Jota thing is a psychological thing for me. You know, whether he's 30, 40, 50% fit, if you're the opposition and you look on the Liverpool bench and Jota's there, you know, we've got options coming off the bench. Minamino, it's kind of his tournament, isn't it? So he can come on as well. And Divock loves a big day out, doesn't he, for the big game? So, you know, if we need to look at doing something different in the second half of the game because it hasn't gone our way, then there is an opportunity to do that because we do have the bodies to do it.
Yeah. One body that we don't have on the board out there is John Matip because he's just fallen off. But again, that was the other discussion point we had before was centre-backs. Is it Konate? Do they play Lukaku? Do you need that physical presence to kind of help Virgil van Dijk, whether he needs it or not? But John Matip starts again after getting a goal against Leeds. I think he thoroughly deserves it. You're happy with the centre-back partnership that we've gone for?
Yeah, definitely. Joe Matip, he's not a push around either. He's massive. He's playing with confidence. He's fit, so he's going to be confident in his own body as well. Him and Van Dijk throughout the whole season now have created a partnership. They know what they're doing. So I'm not worried at all. Konate would have done a good job if he comes in as well. That's the beauty of having a good squad. But Joe Matip, he's class. He's probably the second best centre-back in the world behind Van Dijk. So who else are you want to be there? Especially when you've got someone like Quivine who's coming into his biggest probably game of his career. So that'll give him confidence to play the way that he needs to play, knowing that he's got that experience and talent in front of him.
Perfect, yeah. Okay, we're going to throw back to Steve in the studio just before we do. Are we ready for a final? Yeah! There we go, back to you, Steve.
The power that Ross Chanley has in that one hand of his, as soon as he raises it, the people start shouting, Ross, can we do it again? Can we do it again? We completely caught James the cameraman off guard there, but there we go. We'll keep doing that. We'll keep trying to catch us off. Ross is absolutely delighted. Go and fix your matter over there. Right then, we are still waiting for the Chelsea team. They have obviously waited until 3:30 to get their team news out. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to take a quick break. So we are going to be doing a live watch-along. The first ever time that Redmen TV have done a watch-along for the final. It'll be me and Elle. We'll be sat right here bringing you guys the game. What you should do, you should put the TV on, watch the game, press mute, sync up with us and have our live 100% biased commentary. I promise you'll enjoy it much, much more than if you listen to the TV. If you have never, ever been part of a Redmen TV watch-along before and you're wondering, what's it like, what can we get, what's involved, well, check this out to find out.
Hey everyone, welcome. I'm your host Ross Chanley.
We're going to guide you through the whole of Liverpool versus Arsenal with our completely 100% biased commentary. Sadio Mane with the header. It's Liverpool 1, it's Arsenal 0. Off. What the fuck's that? Do these people know the fucking rules of football, Errol? Because he's pissing me off. That is absolutely glorious.
The backspin on it though, look at the backspin. Oh, what? It doesn't hit the floor. Oh, offside. Oh!
The goal has been ruled off for offside.
Amazing.
Yeah, so there you have it. You are thinking about what to do. Where can I watch the game? If you're not lucky enough to have a ticket to Wembley, the next best thing you can do, get it on the TV. Whether there's one of you, 100 of you watching it, wherever you're watching it, mute the telly, get me and Errol on, and we'll have you covered with our completely biased commentary. Basically, it will be like watching the mates with you match. We'll have you covered. We'll be live in the chat. We'll be live on the Discord. We'll have you stats. We'll have you covered from every single way, and we're probably having a drink or two as well. Because although I do have to drive home tonight, it's probably not for a long old time, so I can afford to have 1 or 2 beers. Probably just one to be safe and sorry. Errol, then going back to it, I suppose. there was all, given the depth of Liverpool squad and given the amount of subs you're allowed, it's easier in the Champions League when you can have like 12 subs. You're not allowed that in the League Cup. There's always going to be people missing out. Like, you do feel for Harvey and you do feel for Curtis, but them's the breaks. Like, someone had to miss out. It just so happened that Jürgen has gone for the youngsters. I'll be honest, I thought one of them would have been on the bench and only one of Taki or Divock would have been on the bench. But I think I think it's experience, and I think it's also, I think they know they can't get Jota on if they need to. So you need to have options on that bench. 5 subs is a lot of old subs as well. I am with you. I think he's got, against a really good side, he's just gone, get me experienced lads. We've got no room for nerves here. We need me lads on the pitch. You know, they've all played in big games, World Cups, finals, semi-finals. These know what they're doing. Curtis hasn't really done that. Harvey's never done that as well. So it does feel like he's gone to his tried and trusted experienced guys.
Yeah, and you know, you'd be asking a lot from him, and as exciting as it would be, there's still a trophy on the line at the end of the day today for us. And you know, we're up at, I know I mentioned it before, but we're in midweek, FA Cup, another round against Norwich, a side which we're going to be favourites for. You'd like to think that those lads will be trying to get contention to be in that squad as well. So it's not too disappointing, because there's still plenty to play for this Liverpool side all season. There's still, you know, opportunities for them to prove themselves as the pressure goes up, as the stakes get raised. Can they raise the bar as well? And if they come through those tests with flying colours, they might start to make, you know, semi-final trips to Wembley themselves, or an FA Cup final. So you don't know what's still in store for those young lads, and it's great. The only thing is, you know, we look at this, and a lot of the young lads have kind of come through this competition for us this season and featured within the League Cup, and that's probably the only thing. But again, I think that just shows Klopp's mentality. Now that there's a cup on the line, he wants his best. I think the biggest standout for me is Kelleher in goal, and the trust that he's putting in, because out of all of the young players and, you know, the ones that have deputised, to turn around and say, you're still going to keep your starting place, this has been your cup competition for us so far, and I'm not going to change. You know, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of mentality for him. I think that just shows to the kind of faith that Klopp has in his abilities as well, and the fact that you're going to be playing your four backs defenders there, best defenders. It shows, you know what, you've got the best in front of you. Go and have a good game.
Interestingly enough, Chelsea haven't done that. They've gone back to Mendy, so we'll bring the Chelsea team up live on the screen now. Then, so they are going with a back 5, it looks like. So it's Mendy in goal, Chalobah at right wing back, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and Azpilicueta as their 3 centre halves. Obviously, Christensen ruled out with injury, so I'm guessing that's what's caused that issue there. Obviously, Marcus Alonso then as a left wing back, a midfield 3 of Kante, Kovacic, and, well, it's probably a 2, isn't it? Well, it's a 2, isn't it? With Havertz, Mount and Pulisic up front. So, yeah, Chelsea have gone back to their 3-5-2 formation there, Errol. And to be fair, Kante and Kovacic caused issues in the last game. We struggled to get hold of that midfield. We struggled to really dominate it. We might have more numbers in there at times. It depends, again, on how they line up. But it looks like they are going for their right wing back. So, essentially, what Liverpool have got the option of doing, if they can, is get Luis Diaz up against Chalobah. That's good one. Good luck, lad. That's one that obviously Azpilicueta will be over that side as well. But in terms of numbers, Liverpool should be able to get around those midfielders. They played really well. I wasn't sure if they'd go back 4 or back 5. I wasn't quite sure. There was talk Reece James might come in. Hudson-Odoi, they're both on the bench as well. They've been out injured for a while. I don't know what to think of it. My initial reaction is it's a very good team. They've got loads of good players. I understand that.
Bit of pace up top as well.
Wing backs who are going to cause a lot of issues. They're going to be up and down. They're a good team. They're in a final. I get that. But just when you look at that 11, what was your initial thoughts?
Fluid for me in terms of their forwards seem to be more interchangeable. As soon as you take Lukaku out of their forward line, you know you're going to expect a more free-flowing, fluid Chelsea side that can all interchange, switch between themselves. They're all, you know, got the ability to make those penetrative runs down the, you know, the channels between our full backs, or, you know, our left back and right back. For me, you know, me and Ross, we had a brief chat out there before in the Legends Lounge. You know, will the midfield be where it's won and lost? You know, I think them kind of surrendering a man in midfield is advantage Liverpool already in that respect, and I think if you can stop Kante, because Kante's two fellas, and he's almost two man, and like he is a cheat code at times, N'Golo, but you know, if Thiago gets on the ball and he's got that little bit of space, it should leave one of those guys free to give them an extra couple of seconds to find the right pass. And if we can break through the lines and kind of get it up to our wide forwards quick enough, I think that's where we can hurt them. Because for me, as good as Alonso has been in past times, Mohamed Salah rips him a new one. Like, you know, like
Should
we should do, do you know what I mean? Like, if they come up against each other 10 times in a row, Salah's coming out on top at least 7 or 8 times. You know, that's how confident I am. Same with Luis Diaz. You know, that Chalobah, a young lad, a lot of potential, a lot of talent, but you're throwing him to the wolves, really, aren't you? Like, literally just saying, good luck against a lad that does not, from a Liverpool side, there's not that much footage of him. You can't predict how he's going to play. So this kid's just going to have to play purely on adrenaline, and he's going to be learning on the job.
The flip side is what they could do. They could put Chabala right centre back, and play Azpilicueta right wing back. But the same applies. As good as Azpilicueta is, Diaz will have the legs on him. So yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see that as it goes live later on. But we're going to head over back now to the Legends Lounge again. We've got Ross with a couple more of our legends to get their thoughts on the Chelsea lineup. Ross, coming your way. What's the general thoughts out there, my mate? Oh, it's Jiff. Hello, Jiff.
Jiff, just with me. Are we ready for a cup final? I'm not going to be doing that tonight. I'm just going to get no response by the end of it. Yeah, Chelsea 2 news is out. A slight delay after Liverpool's one. Obviously, Roman Abramovich handed over duties somewhere else, so he wasn't doing the team news graphic today. So he's had to get someone else in to do it. So Jiff joins me once again. Just your initial reaction to the Chelsea side.
I think in terms of an attacking point of view, I'm not as stressed about that starting 11. Fingers crossed, obviously. I think the wing backs, with it being Alonso and Azpilicueta, they're going to be more comfortable sitting back. I think Alonso's going to be the one who pushes forward and attacks. But I think Azpilicueta being the right wing back, I think his primary focus is going to be stopping that Diaz threat on the left-hand side, or Mane or whoever's kind of floating around that area. I think the midfield is exactly what I was expecting, and the one that was probably the worst case scenario from my point of view.
Jorginho, not a surprise?
I think I'm surprised that Kovacic was starting because of the knock that he picked up. But that's the one that I think is their best midfield for against a team like us, because they're full of energy. They're both press resistant, who can deal with the sort of our best strength, which is the pressing. And then they've got not loads of pace up front, but I think enough to cause issues on the counter if there's a struggle. The thing that fascinates me most is the bench and how they've got Reece James on the bench, they've got Werner, they've got Lukaku, they've got Hudson-Odoi. I think this could be a game where, or I think a game plan might be exactly almost what we expected, where they're going to keep it tight for as long as they can and then get the pace on when they feel more comfortable. And that's probably the area of concern that we need to have, in just not killing the game early, but just making sure we don't give them confidence going into sort of the last half an hour or so of the game, where they can bring on that real firepower that they sort of need.
And you could add Jorginho into that as well. We mentioned before, the game goes to penalties or kind of extra time, or Chelsea get a penalty within the game. Obviously, he's prolific in what he does. As much as it's annoying watching him take a penalty, his conversion rate is pretty good. So he's surprised not started, but I expect him to come on at some point.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think him, Werner, Lukaku, I think they're all guarantees to come on at some point, especially with sort of if they're looking for a goal, I don't think that the players that they have on the pitch are the ones that they're going to be confident in providing a goal if they go 1-0 down with 20 minutes to play. I think that's going to be... It's the players on the bench who are the ones who I think they're going to look to win the game.
You mean the £100 million striker, him?
Oh, yeah. The guy who... okay. I was going to say the person who got 7 touches at pass, but I think it's before kickoff. Lukaku's great, okay? He's great, okay?
Are you so serious? Are you surprised he's not starting? Because we joke about it. We do it with Man City, going Jack Grealish, £100 million. He's not playing. In my mind, I'm not disrespecting Kai Havertz or anything that Chelsea are trying to do. If I spend £100 million on a striker and I'm in a cup final, I think I'd be playing him.
Yeah, but I think the managers that are out there for those top teams, the Guardiolas, the Tuchels, the Klopps, I don't think that's a priority for them. That's not their job that they paid £100 million for Lukaku. I think the objective for him is winning the game, and I think Kai Havertz is the best forward option for them to give them the best chance of winning the game. I think Lukaku, starting him at least, gives a chance for the likes of Virgil and Matic to settle in the game and have someone who you can essentially mark, and that's what they want to do. You trust Virgil to mark anyone out of the game. So I think him coming off the bench and giving a different option is more scary than him starting the game and allowing the Liverpool team to kind of figure him out and sort of settle on it. Whereas Havertz is a bit more unpredictable. He can float, he can use Mount, he can give options for Mount, he can give options for Pulisic. It's just more awkward. It's like our front three in terms of the way that the fluidity moves around. That's just well more difficult for a team like Liverpool to defend against, especially with the fact we're going to be so high up.
And final question, who's got the better team?
Oh, Liverpool, of course.
I'm going to ask you all, who's got the better team? There you go, back to you in the studio.
That never gets old, does it, Ross? You're going to be enjoying that for the whole entire... He's got the crowd in the pub, and I've got a couple of super chats in then, while Jeff and Ross are having a chat there. Andy App, strong team, now let's smash them with the £2 super chat. Thanks very much, Andy. And scroll down. We've got... Traplicano says David and Gog to start for Liverpool. Then no, man, maybe we don't need David and Gog anymore. We've got Diaz, we've got Salah, we've got Mane, we've got Jota, we've got Origi, we've got Taki. We're absolutely fine for centre forwards and forward options there. So do not worry about the Reds. A couple of Discord chats here, and this is the thing, isn't it, Errol, with their team? There's always options like, is it better that they haven't got Jorginho, who gives them a bit of balance and control? Is it better that they're playing 3 centre-halves? Are they worried about us? Ultimately, my general sense is we're better than them. So they're going to have the tact. But Tuchel's a very good tactician. In fact, listen, we know that. Chelsea have been in a lot of finals recently. He out-thought Pep in a Champions League final not so long ago. He's got a game plan for Liverpool that he's been working on for a long while. Whether, the recent injury to Christensen has thrown a bit of a spanner in his works, but essentially, this is what he thinks tactically is best. It feels to me that their team is set out more to stop Liverpool than hurt us, where we're just going, fuck it, we're just going to be us and be us.
And I think that's it. For me, it looks as if they are in the mindset of let's soak up a little bit of this Liverpool pressure. We can probably concede the ball a little bit and let them have the possession and let them have all the build-up. And we're just going to be really fluid when we're going forward. And it doesn't matter who kind of gets on the end of it for us, as long as we've got the players to hit them in the right areas, picking up the ball. I think that's probably going to be their approach. And it seems like a fairly sensible one, really, when you've probably not got their full complement. I know that Chilwell's obviously out all season with the big
Reece
injury.
James is just coming back.
Lukaku's not really in the form of his life. I think that's a bit of an understatement. He's not really in form at the moment at all. So he hasn't got that full complement to play the way that he wants to play, to be imposing his team on us, so to speak. So it is kind of a reactive kind of setup from his standpoint, but as you said, in-game management and in terms of his tactics, he's spot on. So all of that will probably
What's going on out there? Who is it? Oh, wait, there we've got a large guest. Oh, it's Errol's mum. Come on, bring it in. Errol's mum's come on. Get that way. No, go past the camera, Ross. Oh, go on. Live on YouTube. Errol's mum's in the house. Come and say hello.
Hello, dog. How are you? Okay?
It's lovely to see
Say
you.
hello to the YouTube. You're on YouTube.
You're live on YouTube right now. Brilliant. Go on, feel free, go on.
Go
on, you're fine.
Go back the way you came.
Go and enjoy your drink and we'll catch you later. I'll come and have a proper chat later. Everyone in the YouTube channel saying hello to your mum.
Everyone's saying hello to you, mum. Shout out to the OG.
Oddity with us £1.79 says Curtin on the bench is harsh, but it's a strong bench though. I tend to agree. Someone was always going to have to miss out. Yeah, big up to Errol's mum in the chat there as well. She's here for a
Thank you.
She's here for a good time as well with everyone out there in the Legends Lounge. Then we are going to head off shortly again. We'll be back in about 30 minutes time for the Watchalong. So do make sure you come and join us for that. We'll have all the fun of the fair. Me and Ellen here as usual. Ross here. We've got all the guys out there in the Club Legends as well. Before we go, I'm going to see if from here I can do some Ross magic and get them to cheer for me. Guys out there! Hello! Give me a cheer! Not as good! Ross, sort them out.
There it is.
Can you tell whoever standing in front of the fucking camera as well next time? Whoever that was. Nice one, boys. Smooth. Before we go, then got another super chat there from John Francis with his $5 saying, "Gentlemen, enjoy the day." I'm sure, John, you'll echo when I mention that. A couple of girls in there as well, so including Neville's mum who joined us. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, make sure we enjoy the day. Make sure you guys watching or at home as well, make sure you enjoy the day. Make sure you guys enjoy the day by joining us for the watch along. Before we do then, final word goes to Jake Pacheco. Diaz, Mane and Salah are a mismatch problem. The pace and attacking will be absurd. Thanks for the super chat, Jake. I tend to agree. I'm hoping that is how the game pans out. So yeah, we're going to go for a quick break. We're going to have a drink with all the legends and go and say hello to Errol's mum as well. Do join us at 4:15 UK time for the watch along. We hope you can get us with us because honestly we're going to have such a good time as hopefully Liverpool win the League Cup. Fingers crossed. So yeah, until then, we'll catch you all later. Ta-ra. Hey guys, thanks for watching that show. We are on the countdown to the League Cup Final. Liverpool playing Chelsea at the end of February. And if you want to get some amazing content around that game, we have got you covered.
We have got exclusive interviews and documentaries all available in video and podcast form. So you want to listen to us on the go, we have got you sorted.
Yeah, so do head on over to theredmentv.com, join up to Redmen Plus, and hopefully get yourselves in the mood for when Liverpool win the League Cup at Wembley.